Welcome back, guys. Welcome to C2C. We'll be taking a look at mock number 25, and I'll just run you down all the questions and how exactly I would have picked it up, which questions I would have taken up first, which sets I would have taken up first, which set I would have targeted for this particular question, and now I'm going from the last mock just so that the relevance of these videos increases for you all. Alright, I know after mock number 2, this is a very big jump, but I hope this is also very helpful to y'all. So without further ado, let's start. Okay, see there you go, mock number 25. Okay, and yeah, let's just take note of this. Question number 1, 2, till where is it going? Just give me a second. This is Stanford University. Okay, it's not even going till 5, so I'm assuming it should at least go till 4. So 1 to 4, there are 4 questions. Okay, let's look at what it's talking about. Linguists, data scientists, computer researchers, yada yada yada. Emoji understanding application in social media, grown from original set of characters. This week's workshop, emoji understanding. Okay, they're talking about an emoji workshop. So this also seems like an easy passage to read. Okay, it would be talking about basically the relevance or the cultural implication of emojis, I feel. And that being said, let's just scan for the objective questions which are available in this. It already is, even though the topic is of my interest, there are only 4 questions that I can take. Let's just look at the length of this. Okay, wow, that's a long passage for 4 questions. Main concern of the author is that, okay, 1 is a little undecided. Which of the following is the author of the passage most likely to agree with? 2 is definitely subjective. It's more on the side of interpreting this. Author quotes the example of Instagram, Facebook Messenger in order to. 3rd is again a little inference based, which is okay. Which of the following does the author imply when he states that emoji is a universal language? So if I had to choose, I would only go with the first question being somewhat objective. And let's switch to the next one. So even though I like the topic, this set is not going to take precedence unless the other sets are really bad. Okay, let's just look at this. How big is it? Okay, let's look at the number. 5 se start to and 9 tak jayega. 5 questions we have for anyone who has. Okay, 5 to 8, again we have 4 questions. Long for how it is. It was the pleasure of visiting natural history. Notice distinction often made can natural history and cultural history. Research for this exhibition can use the symbolism of birds as a means of exploring cultures and beliefs. Had been systematically targeting golden eagles to use their talons in burial rites. Okay. Okay, it's basically history. Museum. 1 second. Is it? Yeah. I was just confirming. Museums and history. Okay, and okay, let's scavenge for the objective questions. Even this one honestly is a little bit long, and there are only 4 questions to it. So if I had to choose between these two, I'd still go for this, no matter how many objective questions there are over here. Okay, because the probability of me understanding this passage is much higher. Okay, which of the following statement, if true, would be inconsistent with the authors? Even though I like this question, I'm not going to be categorizing it as what do you call it, objective question, because it has a certain degree of interpretation to be done, but the question is relatively easier. From the example, using birds as form, all of the following can be inferred. No. Inference again. According to the author, the acknowledgement of the relay between cultural. Okay, so this one clearly is an objective, even though it states according to the author, but it also talks about acknowledging the relationship between this and this. So I'm assuming that I'm going to be finding these words in the passage, and that's why we'll map it as objective. Author also implies that the use of interaction with birds as a subject of cultural analysis implies. Seventh is honestly more on the subjective side because they are outright saying the author implies, so there will be some certain degree of interpretation which is going to go over there. This is question number 9. Let's look at it. 9, 10, 11, 12, assuming that there are 4 questions at least, so the unconscious can perform. Okay, so again, so I think, okay, this set is, the entire VARC set is all of 4 questions, I feel, and it goes till 12th, right? Yeah, correct. So 4 questions again. How big is this set? Let's look at it. It's not as big as the first 2. It's all right, even though there are a lot of words here. Let's look at what it is talking about. The unconscious can perform astonishing feats of memory, play a remarkable role in creativity. Yeah, there might be none. And voice to the process more eloquent than mid-19th, okay, 20th century. Death of the poet, instead of taking preconceived, not just a radical road of emotion, truth and growth, analytical phenomena. This is psychology, you could say, or if you just want to use unconscious, लिख देंगे CONS, conscious, and let's look at the objective questions if there are any which will best describe the concept of negative capability. Capability is not the right pronunciation. 9th will go over there because it is an object. The passage mentioned this. We, with respect to the statement Unger, would agree which of the following statement. So 10th is a good question, honestly, because the scope of the entire question reduces to that particular line which is already mentioned. So if you are, running out of time, then definitely that is something that you can just go for. 11th also will agree with the following. Okay. Which of the following, if true, would best eliminate the need of negative capability as a mechanism? Alright, not the most objective one, but one for sure we have gotten. So with that question, I'll remove the comma. We go to the next set. I'm assuming this is also going to be 4 only then. Right, ideally it should be till 16 then, but let's check till 17 what is the case. And yeah, I was right, 13 to 16. That's how long it is. Slightly on the, what do you say? Let's just write psychology. And this is relatively shorter. That's why I'm just mentioned that it's shorter. We have 4 questions here again. Let's look at the length of this passage. Okay, I think this is the smallest passage, or maybe it's comparable to the previous passage, so I'll again mention shorter over here. If we look more closely, Christian's origin story, we find desire, formalized and specialized discourse embedded in great deal of guesswork. Okay, I know less about these moments, that big history of knowledge. Okay. Or the deep past basis, there is still much that is unknown and much that the history approach is particularly unsatisfactory when it comes to humans. It's about some scientific approach, of big history approach करके कुछ आया है. So it's a theory. So big history ROACH approach. Honestly, I'm completely blank about this. It could be in my realm, it could not be. Which of the following statement cannot be inferred as a disadvantage of big history as mentioned in the passage? Inference based है 13th, so I'm not going to categorize it as an objective question. What is the contradiction of moralizing dimension mentioned in the 3rd passage or paragraph of the passage? Beautiful, one of the ideal objective question because it has already narrowed the scope for you. So following about Newton as mentioned in the passage cannot be inferred. Okay, not going to do with that. The problem, what is the author trying to imply? Okay, so good news. Honestly, bad news is there are just one objective questions, distinctly objective questions that are mentioned. Good news, all 4 passages have, there are some topics which I enjoy reading, and then there are some topics which I honestly have no clue about, right? So what I'm going to be doing is, there is a clear winner over here because I like emoji as a topic. I'll go with that, and then I would like to go for shorter passages than a longer one. So and big history approach is also talking about tech at some point. So you know what, I'll go with this second, I'll go with this third, and I'll go with this fourth. Okay, no other reason, just my subjectivity of the subjects or the topics that I've read. And let's go towards VA section. So we write summary, we write OO, and we write PJ. Alright, so this is proper. There are only 4 orders that keen. Okay, so PJ mein jayega ye 17. So let's do one thing. Let's start doing one more thing. So with the shorter ones, which only has 4 sentences, much easier to deal with. I hope you all agree, because that's something that I've noticed. 5 sentences I kind of lose track, but 4 sentences not bad. 18th is here. So wherever I've put brackets in VA section, the bracket indicates that those questions are shorter and easier to deal with. We can do the same for summary, where the passages or the lines are kind of smaller to read. Key it in. So this would be again 19, and the sentences are a little bigger, so that's why I'm not going to be categorizing it as a short set, even though there are just 4 sentences. This is a longer one, so 18th I'm going to be marking as it is one of the shorter passages to read, and this is going to be a longer one. So that's why no brackets around. Okay, 5 sentences, odd one out. 21 over here. There's no short and long in this. I am assuming, because if there are 4 sentences and then they ask us to remove the odd one out, then that becomes a little easier. So 20 and then 22 summary mein jayega. This one is also relatively shorter, honestly, but it's okay. We can do away with this. Odd one out again, 23, and I think we'll be reaching our last question now. Correct, we have, and this is kind of small. Very good. So 24, I'll be categorizing it as short one. Yeah. So when I'm attempting my VA section and say I'm taking summary, of course 18th one I'm going to be taking first because there's bracket, and similarly for PJ I'll be taking 17th and 24th question first, and then I'll do 19th question in like absolute end. Alright, and 21, 23 I'm going to be anyways taking between summary and PJ, and one can easily say that 19th question might be the very last question that I attempt in this paper. Alright, that being said, let's move on to the next section. Okay, I'll just take a pause, see if this is recording. Alright, it is indeed recording. It has been 13 minutes and we have covered the entire exercise. I'll try to do this exercise at much faster pace so that you all can actually see how you can do this on the final day. Right now it's taking a little bit more time because I'm also talking about the sets. I'm also talking about why I'm choosing a particular set, and there are different factors that are going in. I hope you all do understand that. So now let's go for DILR over here. Okay, the very first set, how many questions are there? So it starts with 25th, it goes on to 29. Okay, it's still going strong. 25 to 30. 25 to 30. Okay, cooler. Now just let us just write the questions that are there. Let's look at the topics now. For aircraft, this manufactured 18 and then 35 at the end of 2001. 18 was at 99. Number of aircraft in this, number of aircraft FGH, manufacturer was same. Okay, it doesn't seem to be that intimidating. It's just a longer set and there are 6 questions, so my brain works a little then, and I start wondering, maybe, just maybe, there could be something fishy about this, right? So aircraft I'll mention over here, and I'm going to give it a tilt. So there are 3 signs that I use. I've spoken about this. This is the positive, which I put when a set looks good. I'm going to be taking it maybe right in the beginning or the second. Then there is negative, which these are sets that I'm absolutely eliminating, and then there's still These are sets that I might take, I will take on the next priority. It's basically like iteration 1, 2, 3 in quants. This playing game, which they have to enter some number input, output dega, output bigger, distinct number, okay, input number, the output number, and the difference between the input and output number are all positive 5. Okay, honestly, one good thing about the paper is the questions are, manageable. I mean, there's not a barrage of data that you're dealing with, so that's something which is good about it. This one also seems to have reduced the scope of the question. So let's just look at how many questions there are. 35 say, 31 से 35 तक तो जाएगा शायद. Okay, 35 तक नहीं गया. Is it 34? Okay, 31 to 34. 31 to 34, there are 4 questions in this and 4 Qs I'll write over there. And this is an input and output. Okay. This is what I'm going to write. Again, I'll put a till on it. It's doable. It seems doable. There are 4 questions. So, and also first question is a jackpot for bucketing, I feel. Udhar definitely kuch na kuch mil jayega, because the set doesn't seem, very difficult, but there definitely could be some logistical issues when you're solving it. Logistical issues, I mean, you're not able to solve it. Okay, let's go on to this one. 35 से start हो रहा है. How long is it? 39 तक जा रहा है. Okay, surprising. 35 to 39. 40 तक भी है. 41, ठीक है. 35 to 40. Again, we have a big set over here. So just give me a second. 4 questions over there. And this is about, what is it about? Certain number of shares of the company, same price, 121. Oh. So they've combined two. These people, 5 people have bought some shares, and then 3 of them are making statements, and this is basically truth teller and lie. Honestly, just time consuming, but it's not difficult, because you start with the basic assumption that let's assume that Bob is the truth teller, or Amy is the truth teller, or C, I think, if C is also there. Yes, C is the truth teller. I think D, E are not there. That's good. Only 3 folks, and then ek assumption pe. Then you try to pit the other conditions also and try to look for 2 simultaneous conditions which are false. So you'll have your false guy. If all the truth, like the truths mentioned over here are aligning, then you have the false guy, and then the third one automatically becomes alternator, and then in alternator you decide, or just check if first is true, second would be false, or first would be false, then second would be true. Have they mentioned that? One of this, and each of them made 3 sentences or statements. Alternate between telling the truth and lie in any order. So that's what's important. That's why we do not speculate on alternator, because the arrangement of the statements that they are also making is kind of vague. But with respect to truth teller or lies, that doesn't adhere, and it just helps our cause. And there are 6 questions to this, so honestly worth the try. Truth teller I'm going to mention over here, and this is a plus for me. Yeah, let's go on to the next one, because I've also seen something like this, not exactly like this with this part, but I think these conditions are just going to help us understand if the statements made by them are true or not. So that provides us the benchmark, and that's why this goes up there. 41 to 45, 44. Okay, 41 to 44. Again, it's like 6464, right? And 4 questions go here. What is it about? This. But in the sport meet where they were ranked from 1st to 6th in 3 games. Positions DI table provides for each player the total of 6 position. And okay, this is the 3 games में जो position का total है, and the difference क्या है? Highest position. Oh, this is a very simple set. 4 questions. I think this is the one that I would have started with, because it's quite simple, right? So there will be your highest number, there will be your lowest number, and center वाला जो number रहेगा has to be between them. I know what the difference between this number and the third number, highest number and the lowest number is. Then it's all about different permutation and combination that would make 6, and we are only working with a finite number, which is 1 to 6. So very doable. And oh, there are 2 more conditions. So again, that is going to further help me narrow this sum down. So this is going to be the very first set that I go for. And tournament ही लिख देते हैं, right? So this goal gets double plus, so this becomes the first set that I try, this becomes the second set that I try. Now it's about aircraft and input output. I was not too sure, and even aircraft I'm not too sure, but I feel input output mein the ecosystem is a little smaller, so is with respect to aircraft. So this decision then I can take on the basis of time that I have. Alright, so if I have a lot of time, then I would like to check out aircraft question. So if in that case, this will be my third. Otherwise, if I have less time, then this will be my fourth. Similarly, this will be my fourth in the first case where I have a lot of time, and then in another case it will be 3. Alright. So yes, your arrangements can be dynamic, and that is also something that I used to do while solving the paper. I hope a tournament set miss nahi kiya hai kisi ne bhi, because this seems to be the easiest of all. And then truth teller one, a little complicated because of certain degrees, but the conditions that are present already, LR conditions, I think that would help us in narrowing down. So yeah, so that let's go on to the last set now. Oh, we're going much faster than yesterday. I'm very glad. So this also doesn't waste a lot of your time. Okay, there are 3 lines to this question. ये पढ़ने में ही time जाएगा. So automatically iteration 1 से eliminate हो जाता है. So just get the feel of it if it goes in iteration 2 or iteration 3. Alright, so this is there. Toothbrush company 4 दिया है. Okay, discount निकालना है. Iteration 2, doable, very doable. Circle of diameter placed in much small such a manner that touches 2 perpendicular line under the circle diameter of the smaller circle. 46, not bad. Perpendicular is circular. The properties are up there, so can be manageable. The following statement, the perimeter of the triangle is greater than some of the which of the following statements are correct. Not bad. 47 also goes into iteration 2. These questions are seldom asked though. So ax square bx plus c, f of minus 1 is not equal to 0, minus 1 is less than 1, f of 1 is greater than minus 1, f of 3 is less than minus 4, then okay, so you just you know what, this is a possibility, so I'm not going to eliminate it, right? It could be solvable, this one. You just assign the value of x to these figures, and then you play around with ABC. You have almost 3 equations and 3 variables. I think something or the other could come out of this, but it's again, so I'll just put it in brackets so that this is not one of the first questions that I'm tackling in iteration 2, because I'm a little undecided. Variable has the following probability distribution. This is the value of k. Okay, if you have done probability distribution, then this could be something that you try. I do not remember it even on days that I was prepared. I did not go with probability distribution, so I'm not going to go about it, but it feels like an easier question if you know the concept. Okay, in equation x square, which of the following is correct? Okay, so ये सॉल्व कर लेंगे अगर, तो 4 into 3 minus 4 minus 3 x minus 4 x minus 3, right? That is what it's going to give you, greater than 4. So yeah, minus 3 के बीच में ये solvable तो लग रहा है honestly. Inequation is not my forte. Algebra in general has never been. So I mean, in engineering nahi, but for CAT I used to steer clear of it. Log q 2 raised to p minus 1 minus 5 the whole bracket 2 square. Not my iteration 1 sum, my iteration 2 sum maybe. Let's look at the next one. topaz breaks into 5 as a ratio of the weight of the 5. This is the price of the cube of the weight. What is the initial price? I'll go for this. It's not difficult. It's like ratio proportion wala. Okay. Rajesh took a loan of this. Employer 20 compounded this 4, and it's not being paid at the end of the year 53. Easy sum. Goes in the second iteration. Quant honestly has been not that bad yet, even though I've not had my iteration 1 sums yet. The circle with center at O in the adjacent diagram with measure angle 110. AD is parallel to BC, then find measure angle AED. Get this. This could be a little tricky. So I will put a bracket around it. I'm not going to eliminate it. We won't count this question as something that we have mapped in iteration 2. It could be a little tricky, honestly. I do not know. Is O the center? Center at O. Yeah. Could be tricky. Could be easy also. If O is the center, then it becomes a little easier. But had they been very ambiguous about it and we had to infer that, then it becomes a little trickier. What is the value of B by CA? C by AB? AB is to B is to C. C is to A. Okay. So we multiply it by something and we get into a ratio, or you just take 2 at a time, 3 is to 4, and then 4 is to 5, B is to C is to C is to A, and then that gets eliminated. B by A aa jayega, A by C aa jayega. Right, it could be doable, honestly. B by C A. But it's not clicking right now. Right, but this seems doable. Yeah, I'll have to use my pen and paper. It could also go in iteration 1 because of how brief the question is. If n is an integer, how many values of n will have an integral value of 56? I'm going to eliminate because I do not enjoy these questions, and it doesn't click organically. Boy, looking at the window, this train, this seems to be a little tricky because the question is also bigger. So what I'm going to do is mark it in iteration 2 but put brackets around it to just indicate that this need not be a priority, because 5 lines of question, right? That's going to take a long time to read. Number of times machine suffers breakdown rate, number of units an item produces, key in the value in units. I like this question. I'll take it up. Easy question. More like a manufacturing engineering type of question. आपको एक equation बनाना होगा, solve हो जाएगा. Sum of A, B, C. HCF of 3 raised to 2001 minus 1 and 3 raised to 2001 plus 1. HCF of this. It's not clicking honestly right now. 1 raised to 2A minus B, A plus B कर सकते हैं. Right, because 1 raised to anything is going to be the same thing. Let me tell you. I'm going to put it here. It doesn't seem that difficult. It is a little daunting because of the numbers, but if you just raise it to 2001, right, then it becomes of the form A raised to B, A raised to X minus B raised to X, and A raised to X plus B raised to X. But it could also be difficult. Now that I think about it, because formula mein I was thinking about it from that perspective, A square minus B square wala. This could also be doable though, but I'll put it in iteration 3 because otherwise I'm just wasting my time, because nothing is clicking. At least in other questions which are longer, something clicks. Following statement with reference to the given figure, the sum of the areas of this, which are the above statements are correct. Not bad, ho sakta hai ye. Just a little longer because you have to eliminate the statements. Maybe you have to go through each and every one of them, and that's why I'm going to be categorizing it as something longer. So not difficult, but how many horizontal lines can be found with the coordinate x minus comma y? X and y are integers of 3 integers and 3 to 10 के बीच में. A little tricky but possible. This one, yeah. If you know this theory, parallel lines का कैसे बनेगा, then I think this is possible. Horizontal lines will be formed with the coordinates x ka and y ka. Horizontal lines you need to form, correct? So send this and this. Yeah, not bad. Can do this. Tn is the nth term of this, t8 is this, t11 is this, find t12. Okay, I'm going to solve this in the second iteration, but it could be a little longer. 62. I have not honestly solved anything. Iteration 1 में कुछ भी map नहीं हुआ है अब तक. Largest value of n such that 10 raised to n divides the product. Okay, you have to find the number of 5 into 2's that are there. It's not that difficult. Can do this just a little longer. Will take time. Okay. This sum honestly I've seen in a lot of places, and even in interviews. I've seen that, like job interview ke liye. PQRS are 5 positives so that P is to Q are in the ratio this, RS are in the ratio this, while S and T are in the ratio, then what will be the smallest possible value of P plus Q plus R plus S plus T? Doable. Yes, doable, just not in the first go. Okay, 65. Rampur is 100 kilometers, 1 hour later, this constant speed, which train is near to Rampur when they meet? 65. Going to do this, normal question, very easy. ABC start doing a job, definitely doing it, 66. Alright, so none in, iteration 1, but majority of them have been mapped into iteration 2. Let me just expand this. So how many questions are there? 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 11 12 13 14 15 16 17 18 19 and 3. All right, so 19 questions are there. 19 Q's usme 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 are kinda long, on the longer side. 7 long, okay, long, and 12 are short. Okay, so 12 so you can do, I think then this sets the benchmark as to how you're going to decide, or what you're going to be deciding. Okay, how many questions I need to do, maybe, right? This is how you're also deciding the LOD completely, right? So there are 7 long questions and 12 short questions. With this in mind now, and only 3 iteration, the LOD of this would be on the medium side, medium to hard side, because easy questions are very far and few. Okay, or maybe they don't lie in my forte domain. That is also completely true. But honestly, if it is easy for you, just assume that it is easy for everyone, right? So there are the idea behind doing iteration 1 is to just find those low hanging fruits which are easy for everyone and are going to form parity first, and then we work towards creating a difference, right? And then you create, value, and then that's how you scale your percentile. Okay, now let's go to the Excel and work backwards like yesterday. Okay, so this is the sheet and this is the Excel. So sheet खोलेंगे तो आपको दिखेगा कि यहाँ पे 1 2 3 4 objective questions were there, right? And these seem to be easy, honestly. So 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 and 4 13 and 16 and 9. Yeah, correct. So 4 4 16 and 6 7 8 questions are there. 8 16 and 6, that will be 24. That's what I was wondering. 25 questions तो नहीं थे, correct? Out of 24 questions, so यहाँ पे 4 आ गए. ठीक है, assume करो कि easy set आपका पूरा छूट जाएगा, राइट? अगर 99 चाहिए तो वो छूटना ही पड़ेगा. सो 1 and 2 में कितना 4 क्वेश्चन है, 8 हो गया, 9 10, and assume that you manage one more question, so 11 12, and so 12 question from RC, and summation 3 6 7 8. summation में I'm assuming चलो you do 6 questions, so 18 के अराउंड हमारा VARC का 99 percentile होना चाहिए, 18 to 19 questions के अराउंड. ठीक है, so when you go to 95, 2 questions reduce. Go to 90, again 2 to 3 questions will reduce, right? So 13 I'll be mentioning, and then 90 to 80 is a bigger jump. 9 to 10 के आसपास इसका हो जाएगा. Alright, again we are back with this. I'm just writing the minimum, right? So remove this and then yeah, fine. Okay, I do not want to delete that. Let's just keep a number. So 9. Yeah. 1, 2. Alright. Let's look at DILR. So this is an easy set. 4 questions there. Truth teller wala hai. Let's assume you get these two sets, so that's 10, and you'll be able to manage out of the other 10 at least 3 questions, right? 30%. So 13 to 14 questions I could say that you'd be able to do. So 13 questions is the minimum that I'll write, and then there'll be 11 and 90 पे जाएगा 9, right? And then यहाँ पे चला जाएगा 8 questions, 7 to 8 questions, because first 2 sets जो है honestly वो doable है, so I'll just write a 7 over there. Ouch. Let's go to the last one. There are if you want a 99, then out of these 19 questions, chalo, I'm giving you a buffer of these 2 questions that you'll not able to do. So कितना बच जाएगा? 5. So 12 and 5, 17 questions I think are doable. 19, 20, 21, 22 questions are there. So 17 out of these, so 17 to 18 you should be able to do, I think. It's doable. It's just long, but it's very doable. And then 95, let's reduce 2 questions, so will be around 15 questions. 90 will be around I think 12 to 13 questions, and then go down to this. There are 12 short questions. I think 10 to 11 I think ideally should be a decent number for your 80 percentile. And there you have it. Almost we wrapped it up in under 40 minutes. I'm very glad. It's not a long video. It's not going to take a lot of your time. Do let us know what we can do better, how we can add more value to these sessions, and have you all been enjoying it? Is this giving you any insight? And if it did, then what kind of insights are they giving you? And if it did not, then do let us know what we can do better to help you during this crucial hour of your CAT. Alright, keep working hard. All the best, guys.